It is a mess up here. I'm not going to get anything going if I don't clean this out a bit. Let's see what we can do. Hi, I'm Alicia and welcome to Mulberry Lane, where we live, homeschool, and hobby garden on less than half an acre in North Florida, Zone 9A. I'm calling this my pre-spring cleaning. As you can see, things have gotten a little bit out of control in this covered porch area that we have outside, that I like to keep all my odds and ends of gardening and my rakes and shovels and just lots of different containers. As you can tell, I have a whole mess of them. I'm putting some together as right now, just to get them prepped and ready to go. Oh, well, this is surely a mess. And group these guys up. Raise your hand if you have way too many containers. Way too many black containers in all the sizes. Well, I guess it's not too many. Can you really have too many of these containers? Ask them for a friend. I don't think you can. I guess if it stops me from doing what I want to do, I can. But. So, let's see. You there. Of Tetris. If you like any of those games, get some pots. We'll have fun stacking. Random toy, child. Deflated toy, child. If you hear this noise, it is now pouring down rain, which is so much fun. Not a ton better, but is doing a little bit better. I know, I have to do an overhaul of this place. Big mess. But I've got some empty containers so I can start some seeds. The rain is coming down in Florida. Woohoo! And we're going to take this stuff into the covered porch so we can start some seeds under the grow lights. The rain is coming down right now outside our covered porch, but I have this area back here behind me that we're going to plant some seeds and get them started. And get those tomatoes and peppers and maybe a few other things going. Yeah, we're going to have hopefully our last little bit of big cold. I got a little hot, so I had to take off my hat. Might take off this sweater soon, but we're going to have some cold tonight. The plants outside, the poor banana tree. Woo! But it'll be okay. I should really see how many of these containers can fit in my area that I have set up here. Alright, no hate if you notice that I didn't like clean or sanitize my containers, okay? You know, right now I do what I can do, so. But it'll be alright. I'm kind of one of those gardeners that let's just put the seeds everywhere, and this is as organized as I can get sometimes. So if you like organization, I may not be the one for you. I try, but life gets a little busy with lots of little kiddos. Let's see. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. You can put that right there. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, I got one more over here that could be for my weird seed stuff, my weird containers. I got a lot of cups. Let's see. I like to recycle these solo cups, and then I drill or poke holes in the bottom. I do have one more of these. Let's see what we got here. How many can we put in here? They are going to lean a little awkwardly because the bottom has these little grooves. So they might need to stagger them a little bit. All right, not too bad, not too shabby. Okay, so I'm going to fill these up with some dirt, and then we will start putting some seeds in and figure out what we're gonna do. We've got them in now, so we need to determine what seeds to go where. That's kind of the more fun, tricky bit. Let's see what we got. All right, so earlier in the week, or maybe it was my brain runs together. So recently my sister and I, she is in love with seeds and plants as well, got together and she brought over all her seeds. She has so many of them. It's fantastic. I save seeds, but I also like to get new ones from other places just to kind of introduce fun things and just not to get bored whenever I have time. So we went through some seeds and I picked out some ones that I think I really would like to get started. I think I'm going to start with my tomato ones and my pepper ones, because in case I run out of spots, at least I have those started, because they do take the longest to grow. So let's see which tomatoes and peppers we kind of landed on. So this year I'm trying something a little different. Usually I kind of just go out and I take a bunch of different kinds of seeds and I just put them everywhere. I like indeterminate ones that have to grow up on something where I trellis it. We have cattle panels in the backyard, and we have other things that we can, like harbors and arbors and different things. Not harbors, that'd be a ship, that's silly. But this year I'm going to try to focus on a lot of the same type of ones. So one of them is going to be a San Marzano. Most of these do not have their picture because we share seeds, and so I just put in little baggies. But this one's going to be a San Marzano from Burbee. So that'll be fun. And then I've got some other ones that are going to be fun too. And if I'm mispronouncing them, oopsies. I think I'm going to try an orange cherry tomato Sungold. That will be fun. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, cherry tomatoes go really well in Florida where I'm at. And let's see what other kinds of goodies I have in this bag. So I got them in these little baggies. One I haven't tried in a few years is from Baker Creek, and I really liked it the first time I did it, is a Dad's Sunset tomato. It's an orange yellow tomato. So it's kind of fun trying to figure out, are you done yet? Are you done changing colors? Because it's not going to be red. So I'm going to try that one. It's a bigger tomato. It's not a small one. So I need to really get that one going. I'm late to the game. Let's see what else we got here. Any other Oh, interesting. And that is the only 3. I might do Everglades because who doesn't do Everglades in Florida? But those are the only 3 that I picked out. So that'll be interesting. So we've got San Marzano, which is a aromatic Italian paste variety, because I'd like to do some more canning this year. And then Dad's Sunset Tomato, which is a bigger, more like a beefsteak kind of bigger one. And then the Orange Cherry Tomato, Sungold. So that will be fun to see how those 3 turn out. And then the peppers I picked, let's see what we got here. Pizza My Heart. I think it's a small pepper, like a container size, because I have some little different containery areas in my yard. So I kind of have to think outside the box. And then a Tasmanian Chocolate pepper. So I think I'm going fun with the peppers this year. A little different. I think I'm going mini peppers. Mini bell pepper mix. So I'm going to try that as well. And it does look like I threw in some eggplants just for the mess of it. I'm going to try my hand at that. I only got 1 last year. I'm not very good at that. There's a container eggplant called the Little Prince. I'm going to try that guy and see how he works out. And then from Baker Creek, I'm going to try the Nagasaki Long eggplant. He might have been the one I grew last year. I'm not really sure. I can't remember. Okay, so that is the peppers, the tomatoes, and the eggplant. Let's see what other ones we have here that I was going to try to do. Let's see, squash land. Okay, so for squashes, we have all kinds of fun stuff. Some things that I've grown before that I'm going to do again because I like them. I didn't do it last year, but I'm going to try again this year, see if I can find an area to really let it sprawl out, is the Seminole Pumpkins. They do really well here in Florida. They're mildly pest resistant, depending on how bad the vine borers are this year. And then I've got the Tromboncino squash. So Seminole Pumpkin, that's a pumpkin. And it's pretty great. So those are seeds that I saved. And then I saved these seeds from last year's Tromboncino squash. So it's like this really cool, long green, like a trombone. All right, so that was the Tromboncino. And another one that I've grown before that's really kind of shaped similarly to the Tromboncino is a Cucuzzi or Cucuzza. So these 2 are Italian squashes. Zucchini and yellow squash don't typically grow well for me and a lot of other people in Florida because the vine borers get to them super fast. So these 2 are a lot more pest resistant. So that's why I'm doing it. I really like squash. And stir fry with it and all kinds of yummy stuff that you cook with it, but it doesn't like it here in Florida, and I don't spray stuff on my plants other than like BT or neem or that kind of thing. So I'm going to try those this year and see how it goes. Let's see if we have any outside the box. So a few outside the box things are a baby butternut squash. It's called a climbing honeynut by Renee's Garden. So a few of these things are from Renee's Garden, or I've got Burbee, or I've got Baker Creek, or I've got M.I. Gardner. Those are the kind of the places we generally get our seeds from, and then we just save them every year. So that'll be fun to see a baby nut squash, butternut squash. And then I've done this one before in the past, a lemon squash. It actually does okay. It's a yellow squash, but it's shaped like a little lemon ball. It does really good. At least it did okay for me last time. I actually got some and got to eat it, so that was fantastic. This one is container zucchini, Astia, A-S-T-I-A, from Renee's Garden. I'm a glutton for punishment. I really like zucchini, the dreaded zucchini, and it doesn't like me. But I'm gonna try it again. If I have room on my list over there on my little area, or if I have room outside, we'll see. Let's see what else we have here. Squash green scallop. There's something about a scallop squash that is just so pretty and they taste delicious. I have gotten them a couple times, so I'm gonna try that again. Another one is a custard squash called a Gelber Englischer. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, from Baker Creek. They're pretty cool looking. They look neat. Why not try growing it? Let's see what else we have here. And the last one actually does have a picture from M.I. Gardner. It is called Jill's Golden Pippin Squash. It looks like a cute little, it looks like a little tiny pumpkin, but Yeah, I'm gonna give that one a shot and see what it is. Yeah, I'm all about trying. So I'm trying to do my things that have worked, and then just throw in a few things that haven't, depending on how much space I have. So let's see what other stuff we have here. This is not a squash, but it's a bushy cucumber. I'm gonna try doing one of those, maybe if I have room. If not, cucumber have never ever worked for me, except for those little tiny ones that, yeah, not so weird. Here's a Liberty Garden one called a Sugar Baby Watermelon. If I have space, which I might not, I will try to do a Sugar Baby Watermelon. They've done pretty good. And then we've got some other stuff just thrown in here that may or may not happen. I love Honeydew, so if I have space, I will try to put out a Honeydew melon. This is my gardener's. And if there's room, I've got bunching onions, but I already got some other type of onions growing outside, garlic, chives, and another chive. But this is a Pompeii onion from my gardener and a Heshiko bunching onion from in my gardener. So I might try to do those if there's space. We'll see how it happens, how it goes. And then herbs. Oh, before I get to herbs, this is kind of a fun little bag. I think some of these, so the 2 beans, I'm only doing 2 beans this year, just because I have less than half an acre. I think our property is half an acre, but we garden on less than half, like a quarter, maybe. So I have to squeeze in different places in my yard where I can put things. So the only beans I'm going to do this year are Yardlongs. They grow well here. I'm going to do Yardlong beans. And I'm going to do purple potted pole beans. Those grow really well here too. So I'm going to do those. I don't know if you can hear this, but I hear some chickens squawking. Yeah. I think a neighbor that didn't have chickens got chickens. That's actually really exciting for where I live. Because I kind of live in a neighborhood where a lot of people are getting chickens, so that's exciting because then they won't get mad at me if my rooster is squawking. Yes, I have a rooster. He's great, kind of. So, yep, so those are only 2 beans I'm going to do, purple potted bean and a purple potted pole bean, which I really like. It grows really well. It has beautiful purple flowers, and it's purple, and then when you cook it, it turns this dark green. It's really nice. And then Yardlong beans, they're an Asian green bean. You mainly cook it in stir fry or that kind of stuff. That's the way we cook it. And it does get super long and stringy. And if I have any photos, I'll try to slip those things in. And these 2 things are just kind of silly. I don't think I'm going to have room, but they're miniatures. One's a mini and one's a miniature. And I'm going to try to see if I can find a spot, just if I have room to do it. One is a miniature blue popcorn from my gardener. These tiny itty bitty little itty bitty seeds. They're just so cute, and they're blue. And then this other one is a mini pink popcorn. So it also has tiny seeds. Not as tiny as the blue ones, but they're pink. They're just fun. I've never grown corn, and if I have a spot, I'm just gonna give it a shot and see what happens. So, but I probably won't put those in the trays today because there isn't any room for that. So let's see what else we have here. Another fun one that was in that bag, the last one that I've been really wanting to grow. I've heard some stuff about it and I watched a few videos and I like the idea of it. It's called jicama. This one's a Thai jicama. So it kind of has these neat little seeds. So a jicama, I think, is like a root vegetable, but it's one of the ones that actually makes a seed. So it grows under the ground and you eat that, and you can eat it raw or you can cook it. I think it might be low in calories, which is very exciting. But then it shoots off a tendril like a vine, and then the bean pods that come off of it have these little seeds inside, and you're not supposed to eat them or the bean pods because I don't think they're good for you, but you can save the seeds and you can plant them again and you grow these really cool, you know, potato like things. So I'm gonna find a spot for this guy and put him somewhere, but I might wait until it's our last frost is over to put him in the ground. So we do have our flowers and herbs. So let's see what we have in here that could be fun. We have Mary's heirloom seeds. I've got a dill bouquet, so I'd like to grow some dill. See how that goes, because I do like pickles. What else do we have in here? We have some Cilantro Slo-Bolt from Baker Creek. Cilantro bolts so fast here in Florida and where I'm at, and I think 9B, and it's probably gonna bolt on me. But I want to try because I like cilantro. I'm one of those weird people who it does not taste like soap to me. Let's see what else we have. We have lemon mint. This one just sounded fun. I like mint, and lemon sounds great. So see how that goes. I have to find a spot for it. This one I grew last year. It's really cute. It's just one of those cheap seed packets you get from the store. It's called Alyssum. They're really low carpet, white flowers. They're really pretty and delicate. And then I'm gonna do some teddy bear sunflowers. I'm gonna try to find a spot to do the little fuzzy teddy bear sunflowers. They look so cute somewhere. Let's see what else we have here. And then this is just a regular sunflower mix. It's I think it's Autumn Beauties, and then some regular ones that make big, beautiful heads. Some years we grow big, beautiful ones, and then other years we just grow like the small ones. It just depends on what's going on. I think my sister threw in some fun stuff. This is an edible flower mix. So it's just all kinds of seeds in there of different edible flowers. It's a mystery pack. And then we have climbing nasturtiums, Spitfire. So that will be fun from Renee's garden. So I'm gonna try to plant these somewhere where they can climb, but not take away from my food planting areas that need to be trellised. And then we have a mammoth sunflower. That'll be really fun to see how, if we can get one of those to grow well here. And then some German chamomile. Chamomile. I would really like to grow some of this, but I don't know. I need to check. I don't know how well they grow here in Florida. I don't know. We'll have to see. I need to go on the website and check again. So for flowers and stuff, I might just, after I get everything else in the ground, just kind of like choo, choo, and just kind of like, you're going to live here and you're going to live there. And I think I have some marigold seeds somewhere, because who doesn't like marigolds? And the last thing I'm probably going to try to find a home for, I know I'm going to make some in pots for sure. And I might try to see if I can sell some. We have a big moringa tree in the front yard, and it makes beautiful pods. It makes lovely flowers, and I cut off the leaves and I dehydrate them and I ground them up so that we can put the moringa leaves into soups and stews, and I put them in brownies once. That was pretty. No one can taste them, and it's an added boost of vitamins and minerals, or not minerals, but vitamins and different things that people need. So I'm just trying what I can to make some healthy decisions. So I have a whole bunch of moringa that I'd saved from last year, and I'm going to start some seeds. So let's see what we can do with all this. So I have these blinds from an old house blind that we have, and we cut them up into little strips. And so I just take the strips, and with a pencil, because it doesn't wash off, I write on there whatever the thing is I'm going to be planting. So for instance, we're gonna have a dyed sunset tomato. So I like to write tomato on top, and then underneath I write what kind if I have room. That way I can have a little bit of idea of what I'm planting and where it's gonna go. And then this whole tray, I'm gonna make dyed sunset tomato. And then this other tray can be pizza my heart pepper. Should that be? The decisions I say. Let's do the tomatoes first. Let's do all of these San Marzano. one's gonna go there, and this one's gonna go here. And then I need some orange cherry tomatoes. How many of these seeds do I have? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. Orange cherry tomato. I got this little container for the orange cherry. And I've got a little friend who keeps sneaking up. So I kind of make a plan first, and then I lay them out and then I put them in. Where it needs to be, I am gonna try this year to do some bottom watering. Usually I use a spray bottle and mist over the top, but that's not gonna work today. I think the kids ran off with it. So we're gonna try bottom watering and see how that goes. If I find my spray bottle, I'll spritz the top maybe tomorrow or the next day, but I do not know where it's at currently, but that's okay. You make do with what you do have. Well, we've got them all in, and hopefully they will grow and we will have some yummy food this year. Here's hoping.